Hello and welcome back to Mikey's Flightdeck. Today I will show you how you can build such a dummy overhead panel and line it to your cockpit. To allow an easy alignment of the panel structure, I decided to build adjustable hinges first. The different parts were cut from 4, 6 and 10 mm plywood. A 6 mm channel for the later adjustment was made with the router. The connecting parts have to be rounded to allow a movement of the parts. I used 6 mm screws to connect the pieces. So what have we built here? This bottom part here will slide over the wooden leg, and thanks to this screw here it can be height adjusted a little bit and of course locked with this screw to set the height of the overhead. This upper part here will be fixed to the overhead, and thanks to this screw here you can set any angle you need for the overhead, and of course fixed again with this screw here. It might be a little bit oversized for just holding the overhead temporarily, but I think it will make the job much easier. And if you want to build your own hinge, you can download the corresponding SketchUp file from my website. Then I started with the overhead frame. All parts were made from 50 mm stripes of an 18 mm board. Perpendicular connections were fixed with screws to make the frame sturdier. the 3mm HDF board was only nailed into the frame to keep it removable in case that I can reuse the frame later. I printed a full-size overhead image for a better look of the construction. The lower and aft panel are connected with an 8-degree angle. To make this connection, I bended a flat piece of metal and screwed it to the back. Then the upper parts of the hinges were screwed in place.
I didn't film the installation of this overhead now because it was very difficult. I was balancing this thing on my head and so on, and you couldn't have seen very much. So I want to describe exactly how I aligned this to the rest of the cockpit. In my measurements from Marcus Pilot, it is written that the lower edge of the overhead is horizontal 10 centimeters away from the upper edge of the glare shield. So I placed these two woods here and marked a distance of 10 centimeters from the end of each piece. Then I had to align this piece so that the marking meets the upper edge of the glare shield. And then I have to ensure that this lower edge of the overhead meets the end of the wood, and then it is horizontal in the right place. The vertical alignment is a little bit more tricky. I used such an angle measurement tool. I placed it here because I know it is exactly horizontal. Reset it and then place it inside of the overhead structure here and increased the end higher and higher until the angle here meets 25 degrees.
Here you can see the full construction. To prevent it from twisting, I screwed some wooden supports to it. And even gave a little bit more atmosphere to the cockpit.
And here it is finally installed. Of course, there are some working steps which were only made to bring a little bit more atmosphere to the cockpit, but the building and aligning of this overhead panel was very important for some of the next steps, which is the build process of the ceiling of the cockpit. And to know where I have to leave an opening for the panel, I had decided to make such a dummy for exactly knowing where some supports have to be later. So
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't done already, then subscribe to my channel to stay informed about any upcoming new video from me. So I hope we'll see us soon back on the flight deck.